Hey, it's me, Steve. It's Geo-Rant time. It is February 10th, 2017. It's about 40 degrees Fahrenheit out, about 1440 this time. But it's also take the meows to the vet day, but that didn't pan out. Apparently the vet decided to call off this morning. It's kind of my fault for not checking my messages, but I do work, so, whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to talk today about the proposed exploratory drilling at Porcupine Mountain State Park in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, okay? I've seen a lot of blowback about this on Facebook and other places, and I just want to explain what exploratory drilling is. First of all, exploratory drilling is not mining. Let me say that again. Exploratory drilling is not mining, okay? And they aren't looking for oil, okay? There's no oil up there. This is copper country. They're going to be looking for copper. Anyway, the thing is, within that area, no native copper has been found in appreciable quantities. It's disseminated copper. It's actually locked into the shales. After Porcupine Mountain State Park is kind of cool because when the mid-continental rift formed over 1 billion years ago and the continent tried to split where Lake Superior is, well, Porcupine River State Park was on the south end of that rift, and it's actually mostly a composite volcano. But when the volcanism stopped and the rift failed, it became filled with sediments. The first is the Copper Harbor Formation, then what we call the Nonsuch Shale, which is where most of this is mined at White Pines Mine, which is actually just to the east of the park, and I would put money on that most people who are against the exploratory drilling aren't even aware that White Pines is there. You might be. But the thing with the Nonsuch Shale, it was named for a town that used to be in what is now the southeast corner of Porcupine Mountain State Park. That was the town of Nonsuch. It was a mining town in the 19th century. And if memory serves me correctly, during the several decades it was in operation, that mine, they only pulled like 200 tons of copper from it. See, because disseminated copper is not like native copper. It's within the shale, okay? It's not globs and blobs of it like you see on the Keweenaw Peninsula. Porcupine Mountain State Park is in Gogebic County on the west end of the UP, right by Lake Superior. So in the 19th century, this stuff was kind of hard to get out of the shale, okay? And my guess is with the exploratory drilling, if they do find any, which is a big if, because I honestly don't think they're going to find anything in economical quantities, but if they do, it's probably going to be in that southeast area of the park, okay? I don't know where the exploratory drilling is supposed to happen within the park, but I can tell you where it's not going to be. When they do the exploratory drilling, they usually take a D120 or equivalent size rig, which is a big, heavy drill rig. These rigs are between 20 and 30 feet in length. They're big, they're heavy. So it's not like they're going to be driving through the forest with these things, knocking down trees, going to the little river that goes into Lake of the Clouds and start popping cores through the swamps. That's not going to happen, okay? And usually when they do this, they're very selective, okay? They've actually been drilling just outside of the park since the 80s. And I've looked at a lot of those cores because I'm a stratigrapher. That's what I do. I try to define geologic units. And I've looked at a lot of these for my current paper that I just haven't submitted yet, but on the redefinition of the Copper Harbor Formation, which is the basal conglomerate on top of all these volcanics. And it's because of those cores we have a better understanding of the geologic history of the area. And these new cores will do that as well. Even if they don't find anything, there's at least some value from it. But when they get the drill rigs out there, okay, it's usually a crew of 3 to 5 guys. They probably take up an area of maybe 900 square feet when they're doing this stuff, okay? It's not they don't need a big huge area to do this. And they'll drill down, take the cores for a day or two, and when they're done, they fill the hole back in. So it's not like they're digging pits, blasting, or any of that stuff. Like I said, this is not mining. This is exploratory drilling. Now, I hope that puts you at ease a little bit, because if you're gonna be against something, at least know what it entails first, because otherwise you're just ranting. And I do enough of that on my own, but I mean, some people are just good at it. It's like no matter what happens, they're against it. You know, the UP is copper country, okay? Mines have been around for a very long time, and people need jobs. And unless the economy stops being capitalist in its in the way it functions, which isn't going to happen, the UP could use the jobs, okay? So it's like you need these. And like I said, I don't think anything's going to come of it. I don't think they're going to find much. Like I said, they've done around the park and haven't really found anything. But I want you to know something too. If you're going to be against exploratory drilling, and like I said, it's temporary, they're in, they're out. You know what has a far greater impact on the park than exploratory drilling? Human beings, okay? I mean, anybody who's been to Lake of the Clouds and has got on that wooden path and parked in that asphalt parking lot. By the way, asphalt's a petroleum product. I don't know if you knew that. The building of that was far more intrusive and more permanent than any exploratory drilling is going to be. Okay, and I don't remember anybody freaking out about that, you know. Oh, but it's cute, you know, whatever, okay? It's just, it's not that big of a deal, all right? So I hope you learned something today, and that's it.